We are definitely in a time right now, especially gamers in the gaming community. We're a little bit low-key worried on where the gaming industry is hitting. It's getting a lot more businessy, a lot more investors, that different minds are starting to tap into this space that are really losing the whole point or the foundation of gaming, and that's having fun. Yo, shout out to How Money Works for making this video, man. I'm glad I came across it. What the F is happening to the video game industry? Let's check it out.
Depending on what you actually count as a video game, the industry is now generating somewhere between $200 and $350
Look at that, man.
a year.
Oh my God. See, this is exactly why a lot of, I feel like, gaming studios and stuff didn't really want to tap into it, because now it's making more money than ever, but now we can't afford it. Like, we really can't afford video game, because look at this. It's just going to keep going up and going up, because now a lot more people are making that investment, that the technologies are more advanced, and oh my goodness, man, look at that. It has skyrocketed, man. Holy smokes.
By far the largest entertainment sector in the world.
Oh, look at that.
Whatever your exact
Video gaming is more than books? I did see, man, and I don't even know. So here's the thing. Are we counting streaming as in that video game category? Because you have some people that stream but doesn't play video games. But a lot of people go to Twitch, what is known for gaming, but they do the IRLs and they do different things of streaming. Are we counting that as part of the video game industry or those expenses? Because I don't know. I really don't know anymore, because streaming was started. I think when streaming started as gaming and doing what you would believe is fun. I mean, there's other ones that people do with lifting and other categories, but really gaming is where most people start. Do me this favor, y'all. Double check to see if you are subscribed, if you love game reviews, live gaming, and the latest updates on the industry of gaming. You have found your place. Let's check out the rest of this video.
May be. More people are playing video games than ever before.
Look at that, man. 70%, man.
Longer, and the not-so-secret reality is that video game companies have gotten a lot better at getting money out of them while they are.
Man.
The vast majority of revenue in this industry
it's a safe
now
place,
comes
man.
from in-game purchases and advertising, even amongst games that already have an upfront purchase cost or a recurring subscription. Now, obviously, this hasn't been great for gamers, but at least a growing user base of people playing longer, spending more, and getting advertised to all across more platforms has been good for the shareholders, right? Wrong. Some of the largest companies in the industry have experienced huge stock declines, multiple rounds of restructuring, narrowly avoided bankruptcy, mass layoffs, and divestitures over what should have been the best half-decade in the history.
That is interesting, man. That is really interesting.
By as much as 30% from its peak, in the same time that the broader market has more than doubled. So, how is it possible that even with record sales, record new revenue streams, record numbers of new players, and record new opportunities to monetize that new audience, video game companies have still managed to screw this up so badly?
That is interesting.
Video game maker Electronic Arts announcing a $55 billion deal to go private in what is said to be the largest leveraged buyout deal in Wall Street.
More than 150 million Americans are estimated to play video games. 60% of them do so every day.
Xbox is playing with fire.
Look at that, man.
Ads, a mobile gaming tactic, into their platform.
Electronic Arts and Take-Two Interactive.
I didn't know that.
Staggering 75% of their money from what's called microtransactions.
Microsoft announcing it is cutting about 4,800 jobs, or roughly 2.1%.
Dude, these numbers are insane when you think about it.
Layoffs include 1,600 Xbox workers, with more expected later this year.
So, like every good shameless
goodness,
I am going to try and make what should be a pretty basic industry analysis into something bigger and more grandiose than it probably actually is.
Let's hear it, brother. Let's hear it.
Standard issue commentary on society itself. So, you've been warned, I guess. But in this case, there genuinely are a few factors beyond just a handful of companies making a long list of dumb decisions to create the worst of times in what should be the best of times. So
that is crazy, man, that for you to be in that space where right now it is thriving and you can't find that success for your niche is such an interesting thing, of where you're like kind of wondering like where the heck was the screw up for you to be having a decline, and right now one of the most popular things that is trending, and you're one of the top dominating platforms that's just taking a beating, man. What did you do?
That long list of dumb decisions. Video game companies have seen that their product involves software, people coding, and development cycles, and concluded that they are basically just tech companies. They have also seen that they have IP, storylines, and fans, and have concluded that they are media companies. Conveniently, tech companies are worth lots of money. So, a lot of the businesses in this space were happy to go in this direction thinking it would translate into tech-level valuations. And for a while, it did. But in the end, what they actually ended up doing was combining the worst lessons of the tech industry with the worst lessons of the media industry.
Wait, what did it say? What did it say?
For a while, it did. But in the end, what they actually ended up doing was combining the worst...
Okay, media, runaway budgets, more sequels, IP fatigue, more time, more better, subscription, everything. Okay, that was for the media, tech, growth at all costs, move fast, break things, overhiring, subscription, everything, trend...
lessons of the tech industry with the worst lessons of the media industry.
Okay.
The first was that they overhired in 2020 and 2021 during lockdowns, assuming that the pandemic boom in new gamers would go on forever.
Yeah.
Examples like Epic Games swelled to around
That's
5,000
why with
employees.
that's what with timing of certain things. And you have to be smart, man, of when certain situations, and COVID was one of those interesting ones. Not interesting, but it was one of those caught us off guard. So therefore, if you do things in that time frame, because it wasn't going to last forever, and some people did build up that habit of not leaving their home, and they just still could work from home and do what they've been doing. You have that select few, but majority of the people that were staying at home, had to work from home, was able to play the game while they got on their thing, had their laptop, worked for there a little bit, or just had their laptop on to show that they were still just working, and they would play the game for God knows how long, man. I think that was where, I mean, you could not go on YouTube and didn't see somebody playing the game, man. It was nuts. And then once that stopped, everybody went back to work. The decline had to drop significantly when it came to player base of any game. It didn't matter if you were a popular game or not. Maybe not Fortnite or something, because Fortnite had a strong trend before COVID happened. But if you didn't have that strong audience before COVID, and then you went up, you had to plan for it to go back down when everything got back to normal. And like you would think that they would.
Along the way. This led to the current wave of layoffs, especially since layoffs
that layoff
are
had to
contagious
happen,
in tech.
man.
Nobody
it was like
stock gets punished
chaos,
for cutting staff in
COVID
the same quarter
hiring.
that everybody else is cutting staff. Industry trackers count around 45,000 gaming jobs cut between 2022 and the middle of last year. 14,600 of them in 2024 alone. And the rounds have kept coming through this year. The second problem with trying to emulate tech companies was the obsession with making acquisitions. Microsoft in particular has gone on a massive spending spree acquiring studios to create the Netflix of gaming. They spent $7.5 billion for ZeniMax and then $68.7 billion for Activision Blizzard, the largest acquisition in the history of the industry, alongside a bunch of smaller studios to build out their Game Pass offering. Now, even regular streaming services outside of Netflix have struggled with financial viability, and the same kind of model applied to video games struggled particularly hard for reasons we will get into soon. The point for now is that by time this shopping spree wrapped up, Microsoft's gaming division alone stood at 22,000 people. As they started struggling with returns and questions from their corporate overlords, they also followed the same model of product and shitification, especially amongst games with a locked-in audience. Game Pass Ultimate got a 50% price hike in a single announcement late last year. And Xbox itself has now announced 3 separate console price rises in 15 months,
man. That's nuts.
Which I am told will be devastating for the 3 people still looking to buy one.
Ain't nobody
Beyond just Microsoft,
that,
the whole industry is playing a game of eat or be eaten. With 189 M&A deals in the industry in 2025 alone, according to the investment bank Drakestar, worth a record $161 billion, around 14 times the deal value of the year before. To be fair, this was pushed up considerably by the $55 billion Electronic Arts buyout led by the Saudi Public Investment Fund, which is the largest all-cash leverage buyout ever recorded in any industry. Assuming regulators actually let it close, which, well, they probably will. More acquisitions have also furthered the trend of layoffs.
Here's what... This is a little bit off the topic, but man, I will be really interested. Or it'd be interesting to see that if Xbox, Microsoft I actually still keep this, man. To be fair, for how much money is spent and how much layoffs that have to happen for them to stay in the game of staying above to be able to still perform the way that they do, they're gonna have to save a decent amount. And creating discs or asking for discs, have a disk drive on their console. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to say Xbox may be done with discs too, but you figure if PlayStation is in a higher space than Xbox, what are the chances that y'all believe that Xbox is going to keep their discs? Seeing from the numbers. Just seeing from the numbers. All I'm saying, if you've seen that 83% of most people buying digital, okay? If Microsoft think that they're going to go ahead and have that hype, if Xbox will have that hype for keeping CDs or keeping the disc for their consoles, is it enough to keep them in the game? Without bringing up people that's like, yeah, they're going to keep Xbox in a relevant space. I don't know, man. I really don't know if Xbox is going to keep those discs, man. I really don't know. Because they're going to have to save some decent bit unless they get some strong big dog investors, man.
Investment and holding company rolled up more than 130 studios before their money ran out. The resulting unwind involved cutting around 4,500 employees and closing 44 studios. Around 80 projects just got canceled outright, while the surviving franchises got packaged into a new company for a fresh stock listing. In such a rapidly growing space, they assumed the Silicon Valley spend money and they will come mindset would work here as well. In hindsight, it clearly hasn't worked out. But, well, why were they wrong?
I genuinely believe that if people could hear my
Get out of here. No, she's probably, you have OCD. She's probably, man, it's something, man. This is really interesting.
Well, a few reasons. The first is that a lot of gamers aren't actually gamers. They are just people who happen to play a video game.
That is true.
Which might sound like the world's sweatiest gatekeeping, but I am certainly in this category as well.
It is something, though, too, man. Who are considered gamers now? Like, I feel like you have people, you have three categories, in my opinion. You have people that play games when they get off from sound, they don't stream. You have a gamer, which is likely that they stream. Then you have, in this space, in matter of fact, we're going to add another category. We're going to have a gamist. A gamist is one that sticks to one particular game, and they're good at it. So those that just play like Call of Duty, or you play Grand Theft Auto or 2K, you just stay with that one game. Now, gamers could go ahead and switch from game to game and be not the best, but okay, or at least watchable. Now, the last one is the pro gamer. A pro gamer is those that are in them tournaments. Y'all know exactly who them cats are, man. Those ones that be playing like fighting games, 2K tournaments. Be careful at those tournaments, man. Without the things I heard about those tournaments are wild. But yeah, there's 4 categories in this thing, man.
In the early 2000s, gaming was still a fairly niche hobby, particularly focused on younger people, primarily men.
And that's what we're losing, man. We're losing the battle of.
In this time, online gaming was still in its infancy.
Just play games all up in our space, man. Get out of here, man.
They would play
Get out of here.
Depending on what they felt like. The primary content of these games was a campaign or a simple gameplay.
I don't even remember that.
That has obviously changed.
Oh, I forgot all
over the past 20 years.
Freaking
even
GameCube.
Though the number of titles and players kept going up, the number of games people actually spend their time in went down. While making this video, I looked back through my old binder, and there were at least 20 games that I would play on any given year in rotation. Today, I play 2 games. And while I would like to make an excuse like I am getting old and just have more responsibility these days, the truth is I probably spend longer playing these games in any given week than I did playing all of these.
Yeah.
Beyond the personal anecdote,
and there's a reason for that, man. On why a lot of people will stick to one game, because now a lot of games that you do play, you got to invest so much time to keep up with everybody that is making progression on a whole nother level of just time that they can play. Like, if you have a full-time job, you'll be lucky. Like, I'll be lucky if I get 2 hours of gameplay, where you have some people that are getting 6 to 8 hours off rip, and that's minimum for them. So when you just want to play as casual certain games you just can't jump from game to game. You got to make use of the time when you played out one game that you could get all you could get just to keep up. Playing another game isn't even an option, man. It really isn't.
The wider industry. Unlike other media like music or movies, people can commit far more time to consuming a video game. And live service games and a multiplayer focus can extend that time commitment to basically infinite. The only real limitation is the number of hours people have in a day, and an increasing share of those hours are being spent on forever games. Despite recent trends and understandable complaints, video gaming is still largely a very cost-effective form of entertainment.
100%.
But the limit new games are running into is not that their customers are running out of money to spend, it's that they are running out of time to spend, as most of their hours are already accounted for.
Yep.
According to Newzoo's playtime tracking, in 2024, 57% of total playtime was spent on games.
Oh my god, man. Oh man. Dude, 57% of playtime?
6 or more years old. A further 32% on games 1 to 5 years old, and only 12% on games released that year. Back in 2021, those older games were only taking 39% of playtime. That share has climbed 18 points in 3 years. For PC, this trend is even more concentrated amongst older gamers, with 67% of playtime going to 6-year-old games, even though they theoretically have a wider selection of
I ain't gonna lie, I be playing old games, man.
Significantly lower prices than console games. An extreme example of this,
and it just shows, man, that why GTA is in that space that they're in, because you was able to play GTA year round for 13 years on all platforms. Like I believe a certain percentage of the number of the 6 years of games that were playtimes that was 6 years old was GTA, or unless it was a free game that you got because nobody want to spend a whole lot of money on the new games because they didn't have time to play.
Here at Works Media, not pointing any
That's
fingers,
crazy, man.
has over 10,000 hours playing League of Legends, and an otherwise totally neglected library full of.
And I feel like, and nothing even. So I do feel like the games that were actually fun were made at 6 years ago, or they were made in that 3 to 5 years ago, that those games are actually fun. Now the new release games, I'm not saying they're not fun, but you have a different mindset of play that average 30 to 35-year-old, the new games that come out, we're like, bro, this game, because they'll grab up some things from older games that we played and be like, oh, you think you slick? Trying to bring this game up in here? No. And we just dismiss it. Get out of here. Or, some of the quality of it, that when they do bring out some other new games, it's like, bro, you didn't care. You just wanted to put this out, said it was new, had some cinematic that looked great, and you just threw a piece of poop at us, man. Just straight up garbage. Like fresh garbage. A fresh, new, well-crafted garbage.
The top 5
like,
titles
yo.
on PC accounted for 30.4% of all hours on their own, and Fortnite by itself was 9.3% of all track playtime across PC and console combined. So, while in theory the total addressable market is better than ever, most of the studios are actually just fighting over a shrinking pile of scraps. Industry analyst Matthew Ball estimated that outside of annualized franchises, thousands of games backed by tens of billions of dollars were competing for around 5.6% of total player hours, and 4 titles won half of it. So, yeah. The industry has basically broken into studios that have managed to create a hit game, and they are just milking it. And studios taking huge risks on the hope that they can produce the next one. It's just simply much harder to sell a casual $70 game these days, which has created some much more serious downstream problems.
100%.
So it's time to learn.
You ain't fitting to put at least $3 billion in your game, selling it for $70, and we ain't buying it.
This video is sponsored by Monarch. If you have ever tried to track your money across multiple apps and accounts, you know how easy it is to lose sight of the big picture. Monarch is a private, ad-free personal finance. So gamers are basically barricaded inside the same 5 games they have been playing for a decade, which has led many studios to conclude that the only logical move is to create the next big live service game or die trying. This has created a trend of massive games.
Man, I don't even know if I want to be in that space right now creating a video game, man.
The problem is that if these games fail to break through, they become extremely expensive dead weights. This also means that even at full price, a lot of these titles can't make their money back on unit sales alone, so they are leaning more on in-game purchases and in-game advertising.
Yep.
If these never eventuate, because nobody ends up spending that much time in the game, losses can be devastating.
Man, if I want to build back up some revenue, I'll tell you what I'll probably do. First of all, real quick of the question, how does most people even have a gaming platform that you could buy video games? Like, can you do that? Can people, there got to be a way that you could have a platform online or a website that people could buy video games from you, right? Nonetheless, I think I would do that too, man. I think I would create a free game. To make back my money, I would have, and it's just like I think how Roblox may be. I would have a thing that if you watch this ad, you could get a decent bit of little chips or coins or diamonds or stars that you can use in game to get. Because little kids ain't fitting to pay. They're not fitting to ask their parents all the time to go ahead and be like, yo, can you buy me some of these card points and all that stuff? Let you have an ad in there for about, you know, you watch that for 30 seconds all the way right through 20 seconds and you get about 150 little points things. Or even 200. Certain ones, if you watch, matter of fact, it would be like, you know, 30-second ones, you get a 150. 45 seconds, you get 200. And a whole minute one, you get about 75, 700. Dude, they'll make that money back instantly. Them little kids will be watching those ads like a mug, man.
And of course, it's a lot worse without them. Sony spent 8 years and a reported $200 million on developing Concord, their big hero shooter answer to Overwatch.
That game
It
took
sold an
200
estimated
million?
25,000 copies, and the servers were switched off 2 weeks after launch with full refunds all around.
What
Warner
happened
Brothers
to
did
that?
The same thing with their Suicide Squad game, which missed so badly that the company disclosed a $200 million hit to earnings.
Oh!
And then they did it again a few months later with a $100 million write-down.
Oh, I forgot about Multiverse.
Now, I know it's
Oh,
fun
Warner
to
Brothers
point
made
and
that?
laugh, but it's going to keep happening. Because of the network effect of these games,
Oh,
the
yeah, look at
results
that,
are
man. We remember
increasingly
Anthem.
polarized.
Go ahead
They
and check
are
out that
either a
video, man. I
smash
got
hit or
about
a
Anthem, man.
monumental failure.
I miss Anthem.
People want to play games with their friends, so
That's true.
they play the games their friends are playing. And
That
if
is
their
very
friends
true.
aren't playing a given game, they probably won't either.
That is very true.
Helldivers 2 are a Marvel rivals, or even something like Among Us and Mecha Chameleon have broken through and they are printing money from people who want something to play with their friends, but that self-reinforcing concentration means everything else is running a greater risk of becoming another Concord. But the problem is now, even if they do find a cash
Destiny.
cow, there's an incentive to milk it until it curdles to find the next mega development. Sony paid $3.6 billion
That was an
for
interesting
Bungie in
move, man, about
2022,
them.
then tapped Destiny as hard as they could to fund the development of Marathon, and then Marathon flopped as well. Sony has now written down around $766 million on that studio in a single fiscal year. Destiny 2 got its final content update last month, and about half of Bungie has
I've
been
seen
laid
a lot of
off.
people came back. And,
Even the biggest winner of them all
a lot of people
is
came back to
slowing
that
down.
for that little bit.
Fortnite engagement has been falling since 2025. Epic laid off over 1,000 people this year, saying that they were spending significantly more than they were making. And we have to make major cuts to keep the company funded.
So,
This
like,
heavy-
what would we say is the reason why, you know, folks aren't buying games from Epic or playing certain games? What are the games that we're looking for that will get players to stay or to get us to stay? Like, is there anything specifically that we look for in a game that's like, yep, this is what's going to make me stay to play? I mean, in my personal opinion, it's just as simple as it is. It's just it being fun. Like, it be like, if you know me, man, I will fall asleep on some games, and I fall asleep on games that I enjoy because I be playing so late. But any game that can keep me up and my fall asleep time in is a goated game for me. And that normally is a fun game, in my opinion. Or it's just a fresh new game.
Dominate people's time and drive recurring spending also means that people are increasingly treating games as a social outlet. Potentially, you might even say
That's
some
true.
modern version of a third place. As such, and hot take alert, a lot of people don't really want something new.
Is that GTA?
They want something familiar.
That is GTA.
Friends like to hang out in common
For a
environments.
minute, it didn't
and
even look like
especially
GTA
as the
for a
average
minute.
gamer gets older, now 36 years old in America, that becomes even stronger.
That is true.
This trend of
That's
playing
what I'm
fewer
saying.
games but playing them for much longer also explains the challenges that came with the subscription services like Game Pass. In theory, a modest monthly subscription for access to a massive library of games was a great deal, and probably more cost-effective than getting a similar selection
like
of
I don't. That's what's like, man. In the previous video, man, that's what's like. I don't know if some of these subscriptions are even worth getting because yeah, you get the most. It's worth getting depending on who's paying for it. If your parents are paying for it, they're gonna be like, you know what, I can pay that $19.99, and you're gonna get a whole just sheet of games. And for a kid to be like, oh, I don't have no games to play, they're gonna be like, what am I paying for? That subscription with all the games? What happened to that? And then it's hard to really for a kid to negotiate to say they need a new game when they have multiple games. But if you are a person that's paying for your own games, you could look at this and be like, you know what? I would rather buy a $70 game that I'll be playing that for the years to come rather than getting a subscription because you just don't have that time to be able to play all these different games, man. I know when I was playing in my prime, man, you know, in my prime fun / crate, baby, I was, you know, playing Call of Duty like no other game existed until one of the homies was like, yo, you know there's other games. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I think it was right in the time when my thumbs wasn't as opposable. I didn't have opposable thumbs. So then I started playing a lot more story-rich games because now, man, that's like, you know what? I love movies. I love short films. I love them series. So a little bit of a combination of I like video game, I like cinematic, I like to play story-rich. So that's what my transition been as I got older because my competitive days are slowly coming to an end, man. Slowly.
The problem
not just on the field of sports, but also with gaming, man. It's scary, yo. It's so weird.
Having access to hundreds of titles didn't really mean much when they were only actually playing 2 of them.
Straight up.
Microsoft reportedly set itself an internal target of 77 million Game Pass subscribers by this year. Again, assuming that this was just another streaming service or tech offering, this wasn't completely unreasonable. In reality, it got to 34 million. Tried that 50% price hike from earlier to squeeze more out of the subscribers it did have, and promptly lost around 4 million.
Yeah, they be trying to increase the price
now, of course, this is a generalization. Everybody spends their time differently. And if you are personally someone that likes to try a new title every month, congratulations. You are probably having a lot more fun than everybody else.
No, straight up.
For everybody else, there is one place left to actually find extra hours in people's day. Mobile. People just spend more time on their phones than sitting down at a dedicated PC or console to do gaming. This becomes particularly true for the filthy washed masses of more casual gamers.
Yeah, mobile games are starting to turn out.
Revenue is now bigger than PC and console combined.
And that just shows that, like, mobile gaming is starting to turn up. That are a why. Oh, that sounds crazy. But that is a why a lot of people are starting to come out with their handheld devices. Like, you had the PlayStation Portal. I think you already got the Steam Deck. I think Xbox has their own. A lot of people are coming out with their own mobile devices, man. And honestly, I have one, but I don't play it, man. It don't hit the same as when playing on your TV or on a monitor if you're one of those players. Like, the only handheld thing, I'll play some on my phone, and that's just like if I'm in line or spending some time waiting on somebody. But, man, I was even thinking about getting back into the Game Boys, man. I like Pokemon in those days. Like, the Pokemon that they try to compete with Power World, I don't know, man. It just don't hit.
$3 billion
it just doesn't hit.
Last year against $86 billion for the other two put together. Now, you probably already knew all this, but the point is that this can be a lot more lucrative.
Yeah, that Candy Crush
because mobile games
crazy,
are generally
man.
much simpler in
that
design
and Clash
and
War or something like
and
that.
also have a system more naturally conducive to microtransactions. Often, payment can be handled through the same phone that people are playing on, which strips out the transaction friction that games on other platforms have to fight through. Again, this is well documented. But if studios are going to choose a proper game for real gamers, there needs to be a very good commercial reason why they wouldn't spend the same resources on building dozens of games for a much larger, more lucrative market. The only real justification is the chance at making the next big live services game.
Apex
On the other end of the development spectrum, it's never been easier for independent studios or even individual people to create their own game and publish it thanks to robust game engines in platforms like Steam or even Roblox.
I didn't know what that
now
game
we gotta
is.
go help people customize.
Yeah, I didn't even, honestly, man, I didn't even realize how many games there were until I got a PC and I looked at Steam's categories and stuff. Dude, they got just a sheet of video games. But if they had a subscription, I wouldn't even buy a series from Steam. I really wouldn't.
More than 19,000 games were released on Steam last year alone.
Holy
and nearly
smokes.
half of them got fewer than 10 user reviews. To differentiate themselves, game companies have felt the need to create significantly higher-end titles that wouldn't be possible for smaller teams to put together. This has created a missing middle of games that are a cut above the indie selection in terms of features, but aren't monster AAA titles that cost more than Avatar to make. Court documents filed by Activision revealed that Black Ops Cold War cost around $700 million to develop before marketing. Despite, well, let's be honest, not really.
And dude, where the heck? I mean, I know video game, and there's a lot of people in the world, man. It's crazy to know that the numbers are that high of, you know, when they are saying that they use to make a game. Like, I don't know if sometimes they finesse that number to say that, you know, they spent 700. Are you saying you spent literally of 700 as a full with your staffing, your technology and everything, or you saying that it's a 700 million value worth of work that we put in towards a game, but they're just leaving that value mark out to not be like, oh yeah, they're, you know, increasing it on what they believe what was put into the game. I don't know about that one, man, because 700, when you think of 700 million, you would really be like, yo, how were some of these companies even staying alive? And they make some back, and you know, it'll be a select few that do make that back, and that's why they're the top ones in the industry, and why they get the player base that they do. But it's crazy to know, like, you look at GTA 6 with it coming out, they spent that 2 to 3 billion, had the pre-orders. Now the pre-orders are skyrocketing, and I heard that they got basically another couple billion. So now not only that they use 2 to 3 billion, they have another number of 2 to 3 billion that they got from pre-orders to put back into the game until it is released. Woo-wee, that's about to be a game to come. I'll tell you what, nobody better not leak anything. I swear to goodness, we will hunt you down.
Different from any other COD games released in the last 10 years. In the past, studios could try to create a consistent roster of decent games.
Look at that,
if one
man.
of them did well,
Look at that. Look at all that
If one
GTA.
them
Of
flopped,
course, we was
that
talking about it.
wasn't
Look what
ideal,
came up.
but it wasn't crippling. Today, even the biggest studios are kind of going all in on the success of their next release with very little margin of error if it doesn't work out.
Yep,
Now,
look at
to
that.
play devil's advocate a bit here, betting big is not totally irrational when one Fortnite can pay for 20 flops. But the problem is that everybody is making that same bet at the same time into the same fixed pool of player hours. The frustrating part is that when anybody actually funds the middle, it can still work.
Yeah.
Expedition 33 was made by a core team of around 30 people for under $10 million, sold 5 million copies in its first 6 months, and swept the Game Awards.
You know what, man? And that's what gaming is about right there, man. The gaming community, we respect those that just know games, man. You ever see the movie Ready Player One? And you had the business dude that had all the resources in the world of, and you know, he was trying to persuade Wade and stuff like, yeah, why don't you come over? He was trying to act like he's a gamer. It's like, you gotta be a gamer to understand the gaming. And you remember he was asking him questions like, you know, what's your favorite snack of this? What's this person? And like he had a whole team in his ear telling him, like, oh yeah, this is what the gamer is. Like, no, when you're a gamer, you could get 6 of your boys that are true gamers. You get 6 of your boys that know that stuff, and you could come up with a dominant game of just knowing the gaming experience and what it has to offer. Versus you have some people that have 1,000 people that only know how to make the game, but don't know what it is to be the gamer on that other side of getting that feel of when you play a game, boy, you be in that mug, like, and me and my fiance was talking about it. There's a thing that when you that locked in with a game, I'll tell you what, man, you'll find your mouth open like if you haven't played a game and your mouth was open when you was playing, you wasn't locked in. The game ain't, I don't know if the game is, I don't trust that game. I don't trust that game with my gaming experience, my gaming fun. I don't.
It
just
can work.
Get out of here.
I guess you also need to actually make a good game, which capital investment alone can't guarantee. And even if it does, it's probably going to get ripped off anyway. So yeah, the third big issue is clearly one that is not unique to gaming. If you ever see a YouTube video that does well, you can be pretty sure that there will be 20 other videos that copy it in the coming months. That is very true. Because making an original YouTube video normally takes a fair amount of time and effort. Yeah, and if it doesn't do well, it can cause serious problems. Copying a video is easy. It comes with some guarantee of success. That's the exact reason why I've decided to mix things up and steal the Smoothie King's talking points and thumbnail for this video. Now hopefully it goes without saying that I am joking. I will always leave a link in the description below, and we mostly discuss different things. But the point is, this clearly happens everywhere on YouTube as people just naturally follow basic incentives.
No, straight
the
up.
same is true 10 times over for video games. Any
It's
game
great that they
does
just
well
showed that
is
game.
going
I plan to play that
copied
game,
by
yo.
dozens of people with tools that make basic game design relatively simple. This is especially the case with people porting paid indie games into Roblox for free with inbuilt microtransactions. Last summer,
Roblox
Peak,
still a thing
one
right
of
now?
Steam's best-selling games of the month, got cloned on Roblox almost immediately. The copy pulled in 6 million visits in about 2 weeks, monetized with Roblox's own microtransaction system, while the studio that actually made the game got nothing. The game developers said that they would rather you pirate their game than play the microtransaction-riddled Roblox slop ripoff, which is a sentence an actual game studio felt the need to post in 2025.
That's crazy,
Roblox is
man.
running 132 million daily users and 31 billion hours of engagement every quarter, which the same Matthew Ball from earlier estimates is about the same engagement as Steam, PlayStation, and Fortnite combined. Now, obviously, this is bad.
Good lord, man.
But the point is, for large studios, it further means that they need to make games with some kind of moat around them to defend against obvious ripoffs.
No, straight up.
The easiest one is to make something too complex to copy, and then integrate.
And you know what, man? It's funny he say that because I seen that interview with the Rockstar CEO or something, or the founder, but he was saying, he's like, you know, people could replicate Rockstar, they could replicate GTA, but there's a specific thing that GTA will offer, and that is for one, it being the first to be able to do that, and you could copy it all you want, but most people are always going to go to the original source, or at least you would believe it. But the way how he said it a lot better than me, obviously. But it's right, man. It's just, you can make these ripoffs and stuff like that, and sometimes they do hit. They get lucky, and if you have the resources for you to put it out, you probably could turn up on those smaller platforms or smaller studios that don't have enough to put it out, to put it in people's face. That it sucks that it's like that, but that's just the industry, man. That's for all industries, man.
Some guarantee of players being around for consistent online multiplayer. Now, it sounds bad, but it gets worse because this has literally already happened before. The last time this industry drowned itself in cheap copies of whatever it was selling, it was 1983. And the American home video game market fell by around 97% in 2 years. So yeah, I'm not exactly going to feel bad for the big gaming companies. They have made plenty
He ain't have a key, man. Who let him in? Somebody's getting fired.
To compensate for their own failing. But it's not been an easy time to be a game studio either. Now, if you want to see this whole dynamic play out on a wider scale, go and watch this video.
Yeah, man, it's the gaming studio, man. I mean, the gaming industry is in a really interesting space, man, and everybody is at risk as far as really hitting the numbers or getting back on the return on investments to be able to even play their employees. I believe that the best developers, truly, if you're able to do it for free, you come up with the best work. I'm not saying that you should be wanting to do work for free and not look to get compensated for it. But if you're willing to work on something for free out here, you put a different type of emotion and time into it, where you take your time, you do it in a space where your hair is clear, and you're enjoying that. You're being present throughout that whole process and that whole journey of the creation, rather than you can't wait for the reward. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Do y'all think the gaming industry is starting to change? Do y'all think it's the same? What are y'all thoughts?